This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Right. There he is, fresh. What's going on? What happened? Oh, he's got. Oh, I haven't gotten that picture yet. So he's got some ears on.
Brought my daughters to the Great Wolf Lodge, brother. I got the little
there we go.
the little wolf ears that we picked up at check-in. So I figured I'd wear them at celebratory here for my daughter's.
I like it.
Birthday.
I like it. So what are they doing while you're all
Working?
over the damn place? Yeah.
They've been having fun, talking to their friends back home, playing video games, and then when I get out, we barbecue, go in the jacuzzi, do whatever. Today we're actually at the water park. We just got in a couple of hours ago, so the next 48 hours they'll be able to enjoy the water slides and be kids.
What is it? You got one more day over there tomorrow?
Well, today is when it wrapped up. Today was the final day of the ACC Media Day, but I extended our stay here through Saturday. We'll be here at the water park for the next 2 days, and they'll get to have fun.
All right, good stuff, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. We'll get back stuff.
Yes.
Anything that comes in tomorrow, we'll get another wrap on it. Okay, so overall this week, give me your first impressions on what you picked up from Mario this week.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think he's super excited about this roster. We got to spend about close to 20 minutes just one-on-one, him and I, talking about, just the state of affairs over there. He's so focused, man. Like, he's just so into getting this thing right. And I think he feels really good. I asked him, I said, you've had 3 years now to sort of rebuild this roster. And I think they're really he's really pumped about it. I think he's really pumped about Cam Ward. He's really pumped about some of the weapons that they got on offense. He's confident, I think, in every single position. Now, he's not going to come out and say, hey, we're going to win the ACC and make the college football playoff. But I certainly think internally there's a lot of confidence about the roster that he's built and that it can win and look really, really different than the last couple teams.
Well, it's one of those where it's while we want him to obviously be better on game day, right? And that's when you really look at it, that's really his only real critique that's like there. Outside of that, dude, he's impeccable in everything else.
Right.
He can recruit. He can put together a coaching staff. The kids like him, because once he gets his kind of kids, obviously, the kids are going to, like him. And then this is the key thing that they've never, ever, 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 ever had in this organization or program. This is a lifer.
Yeah.
This is a guy that really is not looking to use this as a stepping stone to the next level. This is a guy that doesn't want to deal with pros. This is a guy that wants to mold young men into men like he is, because he is a man's man. When you talk about a man's man, bro, that is Mario Cristobal. So if you're a Canes fan, brother, you should be rooting big time for him to correct his game day stuff, because if he does, everything else falls into place that you may not have to worry about another coach again. For me, I might be dead by the time they get that next coach. You know what I'm saying? It's just, no, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I'm talking, this is a Ron Frazier type of dude. You know what I'm saying?
I think, and I think he's 1000% married to this. Let's be frank. At Oregon, he had a war chest behind him financially, right? He had everything set up there to be successful.
That's right.
And he left it because he felt confident that even though he was going to have to go through growing pains, that he was going to get Miami back to where it needed to be. And that's ultimately why he took on this responsibility. And why, and if Miami didn't have the NIL, okay, if they didn't have the financial backing, he wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
he's confident he can get it done. He's confident that they're going to win big here again. It's just a matter of getting through the BS, which is flipping the roster, having, finding the right coordinators, and then keeping them. And then, like you said, on game day, not sticking his foot in his mouth or making the wrong mistake right on the field, on the sideline. And so, but I think for him, Mario's a builder. There's different kind of coaches. There's the guys who are coordinators and are play callers, and that's what their forte is. Mario's a builder. Mario's like Butch
Yes.
Davis.
A people person.
He is a people person. He's a builder, and I think he's got the right coordinators now. And I think he feels like he's got the right coordinators, and now he feels like he's got the right quarterback,
Right.
in Cam Ward. And so, again, how much is he going to intervene in the? I don't know that how much he really will. I think it's almost like I've built this team now. It's really mine. I can get out of the way, and they can
Right.
go do what they're supposed to do. And I think that's what he wants to do. Does that mean he's going to be perfect? Probably not. He'll probably do something stupid again that we all sit here and criticize him, like not take a knee or something. I don't know if he'll probably take a knee.
Oh,
But
no, he can't do that ever again. Yeah, that wouldn't be right.
timeouts maybe, or something like that. Clock management. I could see that happening again because it's just, again, that's not who he is. But I
He
think
doesn't take a knee again, he'll be treated like Joe Biden in a debate.
yes, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely
Okay?
right.
Okay?
Then,
They're gonna go, what's this guy, a corpse out there? What's going on? How did you did this
Yeah.
again? Like, no. It won't. No. He'll be impeached. Even though that doesn't exist, he'll be impeached. You know what I'm saying? So that's
absolutely. But
okay.
look, they're
Go ahead.
going to be fine. I think they're going to be good. And I'll tell you honestly, every year, I get this 20 to 30 minutes with him before the season,
Mhm.
after the summer, after he's rebuilt the roster. I'm like, this is a totally different Mario from a confidence standpoint. He was still questioning things last year. I think there's full confidence now.
Well, he better get it done. I
Yeah.
mean, you there's no more, this is not my guys, or not that he's never made one excuse, actually. So
Right.
to his credit, at least, he's never made an excuse. But we can make excuses for him the first couple of years because of we're kind of done with that. Now you've got mostly your
Mhm.
roster and you got an experienced quarterback and everything. Let's go. Plus, you've got the Wisconsin coach now kind of trashing everybody down here, saying, hey,
Oh yeah.
my QB that I got here, I see a really good one. What I see is incompetence down in Miami. They didn't handle this kid the right way.
Right.
So this kind of adds, which is going to lead me to my next question, but this one kind of adds to it. This is why now with Mario, there's more pressure than ever. It's year 3. You've got your players. Now you've got somebody else in your own profession kind of questioning what
Yeah.
you and the prior coach were all about with this quarterback. And so now you as a coach, there's a lot of pressure on Mario. Mario needs to respond this year, actually. He has
Yeah.
to respond.
And I think he recognizes that. I mean, look, he's got a lot of support from people with a lot of money in South Florida to help rebuild this roster, and they want results, right? Like they want to see something on the field now. And 7 wins is not what they brought him in. That's what the other guys were doing before he got here.
Right.
So this is about getting Miami to a point that it hasn't been in decades, and I think he feels like he's got the roster to do that. He's got to go out and play the games now and get it done and not look stupid on game day. Because I think he's looked brilliant in rebuilding this roster. Like you said, there's not much you can criticize about his off-season work. I think it's a matter of now get it done on Saturday, but you can't do it until the games are played.
Let me ask you something. When we look at Cam,
Mm-hmm.
God, there's a lot of great press coming out for Cam this week, and a lot of expectations and stuff like that. God, I feel for the kid, and I know he got his NIL money, and so now we're treating them like pros, which they are pros in a way, and all that. But wow, I see a lot. So,
Cam
on
is
the flip side, while there's a lot of pressure on Cristobal that he has to respond, but we have put a lot of pressure on a kid that we really don't know, and the poor kid is now in a completely new situation, new environment. He has to make a quick adjustment. I if he does it, I commend him if he's able to do it because man, we are putting a world of expectations on that young man.
I'll tell you, he doesn't lack for confidence. At all,
No,
at
good,
all.
good.
If you've seen those videos of him with Shador Sanders and Kyron Jones, the quarterback of Virginia Tech, they work out together in Houston. He talks so much crap. He is an old school. Cam Ward is think about those 80s Hurricanes. Like if he was on those teams, he would fit right in because he's got that I don't give an F attitude. In fact, he even said that yesterday. Somebody asked him here, and I don't know if that video ended up making the Twitter or not. I've been just working my butt off talking to coaches and players for the last 4 days. But somebody asked him, "What is your mentality on the field?" And he literally, this is with his mom and his dad right next to him. He says, "I don't give an F. That's my attitude." In other words, nothing scares me, nothing phases me. I'm fully confident I can go out there and win. And now to me that rubs off in the locker room. Oh, they
Oh,
have
for sure. Yeah, yeah.
that they have a legit dude at that position. And everybody I talk to up here that has played the game, the coaches, the Mark Ricks of the world, the Charlie Wards, the guys that have won big, everybody up here is like, dude, this guy's for real. Like this guy, from what I've seen of his film and his ability, you put him behind an offensive line, you give him Damian Martinez in the backfield, you give him these 3 receivers with 800 yards, he's gonna blow up. And that's the feeling coming out of here. Now, if he doesn't meet those expectations, yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of people pissed off. And hey, what is Mario doing again? He got the wrong quarterback. But honestly, being around the kid, talking to him, talking to his mom, he's a different cat, man. He really is. His mom, she coached basketball for 30 years in the state of Texas. She will cuss somebody out. His dad will cuss them. They both are coaches, athletes. They're unafraid and they're fully confident in their abilities. And I think it's real. There's nothing fake about it. I think, and I don't want to talk ill about some of the other kids that have been in the program, but the honest to God truth is, he's different. Just and I think it's real. It's not fake. It's not a guy pretending
No,
to be a
they're
certain
all
way.
like most of those kind of guys or women are like that. The great ones, the ones that are really they're like I don't know if you're watching that special on Netflix, Speed,
Mm-hmm.
with all our sprinters and
I haven't seen it yet. No.
it's fantastic, by the way. But
Okay.
Noah Lyles, do you know who Noah Lyles is? He's like
Yeah.
our best sprinter. Okay, that dude is the cockiest individual in the world, but I believe that you have to be like that. That's how Butler is. Jimmy
Right.
Butler doesn't build himself up to where he's at if he's not ultra cocky about what he wants to do out there. So
Yeah.
and by the way, the King kid, he also brought an energy and a confidence
Yeah.
to
De'Aaron.
the
Yeah.
whole. Yeah, Derek
And
brought
they're
that.
friends, by the way. De'Aaron King helped when he was looking to pick a school. They're both Houston guys.
Right.
De'Aaron reached out to him and actually vouched for Miami and said, "Hey, it's a good place for you to live. It worked for me." De'Aaron King's not 6'2", 225 pounds like Cam Ward is. So,
Right.
but
Derek
both,
is more limited. Yeah.
yeah, and both. And
Yeah.
listen, this was a no-star kid. This Cam Ward, he was signed with Incarnate Word, an FCS program, and was the FCS freshman of the year when he first started. He's thrown for over 13,000 yards and 4 college. I mean, he is Miami. When we look back on this, people are going to forget, but I think Florida State was leading to get him when he was getting recruited out of Washington State. And when he said, "No, I'm going pro," Florida State moved on, got DJ Uiagalelei, and Miami was scrambling to find a quarterback. And then a couple of days later, Cam decided, you know what? I'm going back to college. And we may look at that moment and be like, what's the difference between Miami and FSU this year? It was that moment. It's what happened in January when Miami may have gotten the better of the 2 quarterbacks.
By the way, one of their recruits got injured.
Which one is that? I have not been paying attention to.
That broke a leg or
I,
something like that. I saw.
I have not been paying attention to the recruiting since I've been up here. Oh, so if one of the 247 guys reported that, do you or Kane Sport
Amari
guys?
Wallace.
Okay, is that the central? That's the central kid. Yeah. Well, look, I mean, I don't want to say good news, but he has still not played his senior year. So bad news for him in his high school career. He's a standout at Miami Central. But if he did, good for Miami that it happened now and not in December or later in the year, if that's the case. But I can't confirm it because I've been totally out of tune. I've been talking to the Jim Phillips and the Mark Ricks and the Charlie Wards and everybody else up here. So I've taken my head out of the recruiting world. So if it happened, feel bad for the kid, but I think if there's a silver lining, it's that it happened now and not affecting his Miami career.
All right. And by the way, starting next week on Friday's reports, it'll be a 2-part report from here on out
Yes.
for Manny Navarro next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Big Cheese is returning to the platform and joining us. And in fact, we're going to have a live broadcast at the Big Cheese in October. So if you want to come on out and join us, we'll give you the date once we've set everything up with
Hey,
with
man,
Billy
I
and
love that
Tara.
food. Great food.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I believe when we first started the podcast 4 years ago, we had a couple of broadcasts out there. I think you came out to one of them.
One time. Yep.
Yeah. And then the pandemic hit, and then that's when
Changed
everything
everything.
changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they're going to come back and join us, and they're going to be a sponsor of an NIL and recruiting report with Manny every single week on Fridays. So
I will get my head back into recruiting after I leave Charlotte. Right now, it's on the Wolf Eaters for the next 24 hours, and then ACC football and everything.
So you'll get your Canes where Miami Hurricanes reports, and obviously post-game reports that we're going to have and all that kind of stuff like we always do. But then the great people over at the Big Cheese are going to sponsor an NIL recruiting report, because we figured that's something that's kind of it's its own entity in a way.
There's so much hunger for recruiting news and transfer
NIL
portal and
and all
everything
that.
else.
Yeah. So, and we'll give you the NIL stuff that goes on in other sports too, like in basketball and stuff.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
That.
Yeah.
And women's basketball too. Obviously, that if we have any big NIL stuff,
a lot of NIL going around Coral Gables.
Twins are signing with Forbes magazine again. We'll tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, that kind of stuff. So, what do you got going on in the Athletics so folks can check you out, my man?
Well, I've had a few articles come out already. I wrote about Cam Ward this morning. Wrote about the new kids on the block in the ACC: Stanford, Cal, and SMU. SMU, by the way, I got to share this. They are spending buku bucks, man, to get into
the money's
this
back.
league.
The money's back, huh?
The money is back. They've got a recruiting department with 40 recruiting and personnel. Because Rhett Lashley explained this to me. Rhett and I obviously go back to when his coordinator days here. Rhett and I get along great. Says to me, he says, Manny, he's like, I got 40 people in my personnel. It's almost like an NFL type operation they got running there. And listen, they're coming off winning that American Athletic Conference. They're coming into the ACC off an 11-win season. I'm not picking SMU to win in year one.
But they'll be a pain in the ass.
But, dude, they're in the middle of Dallas. Like, they're going to be a problem, you know? And I think Miami fans got to be ready for that. And I think that's great, because we're all sitting here wondering what's going to happen with FSU and Clemson if they leave and blah, blah, blah. Well, SMU, look, they were a team that was headed towards greatness in the 80s. People forget about that.
Oh, no, I didn't. I lived it. I know it.
Yeah. But most people don't remember that, because they're like, when was SMU
they weren't
good?
around.
They weren't around for it, brother. But the potential is there to be a dominant program. And now that they're finally in the big time, I mean, they've got the 20th ranked recruiting class this cycle. They've never been in the top 50 in the modern era. And now people are like, well, they're in the ACC. I want to go play in a power conference. And they're getting some of the best kids in Texas to come to them. So
Lashley can grow in there and just be a god there. And
listen, listen, he went to Arkansas. Okay, he played quarterback there. You know that if Arkansas fires their coach, he may be the first phone call. But there's going to be a lot of SEC schools, I think, going after him, man, because
and so many people have failed in Arkansas.
Well, that's the thing. If I were him, I wouldn't be leaving.
The markets. You can't compare the markets, bro.
No.
He can make more money besides his salary in the Dallas area. Oh my
1,000%. And I think he really loves it there. And I think it's great. I'm rooting for SMU to be good, man, because you need these big city markets. You need the Miamis, the Dallas market. The ACC needs some of these markets to really get into college football and be excited about it.
Yeah. And if SMU becomes awesome, they'll have the money flowing in, bro. They did last time. So it is what it is. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro, and catch his work as always at The Athletic, and twice a week here doing his thing with our Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes report. Manny, as always, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it.
Talk to you soon.
You got it. There you go. The great Manny Navarro getting it done. And our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report, use our code BIG010. They got the new Messi jerseys. By the way, they've got the new Inter-Miami jerseys. You know, the ones with the Dolphins colors? They have it. They have the sneakers, the shorts, the sweater and everything. So if you want to get the whole look, you can do it. I'm buying the jersey and the sneakers. That's what I'm getting. So you can do it too. Go to caneswear.com. Get your Panthers championship hockey gear. Come on, man. How about that? And Dolphins season is already started. You want to get some Dolphins gear? They got it there. Miami Fanware's got it on. Of course, they've got Caneswear. Miami Fanware's got it all the local teams, plus practically anything and everything with the Canes logo on it. Go say hi to Brett and Jeff and John and all the amazing people there at 2655 South University Drive in Davie. And then use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off. And if you can't go there personally, you can order online over $99. You will get free shipping. And use our code BIG010 to get 10% off. Caneswear.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.